Hi everybody. So we're going to start a new journey together. We're going to create an open source Klaviyo alternative. So what I have in the screen right now is it's called Bespoke. This is actually an open source MailChimp alternative. So what you could do in this is do newsletter marketing, create a list, do segmentations and all that. We do the same thing, but rather than creating a MailChimp alternative, we'll actually go to Klaviyo and create a Klaviyo alternative. You might have noticed what Klaviyo does is it helps out e-commerce folks. It's Klaviyo is quite complicated because the flows, the way you create, the way you do interactions with the different integrations like Shopify and things like that, it's quite complicated. So we're gonna create the whole thing, the whole flows, and also add list segments. We'll add profiles, and later on, maybe once we finish all these stuff, we'll start adding templates, and then we can start adding integrations as well, like Shopify integrations and things like that. So yeah, this journey is going to be exciting. So our UI won't be looking like this. We'll actually make it a little more modern. So yeah, let's start our new journey together. So I just want to talk about what architecture I used while creating Bespoke. So in Bespoke, the old tech stack was actually GraphQL. So and I had Remix. And what I was actually doing is I was following the BFF architecture. So I had Remix, and Remix backend was talking to another backend. So the BFF architecture it says is what it's called is backend for front end. So I have a different backend, and this Remix has its own backend, and this backend is talking to a different backend, and that backend is talking to the database. So in the new architecture, we just have Remix. We'll be ditching a type ORM from the old architecture to for Drizzle ORM, and then we'll just use NestJS for external APIs. For a diagram that I'd like to show you is the old architecture would look something like this. This whole thing would be actually Remix, this whole thing. And then Remix backend is actually talking to a GraphQL backend, and the GraphQL backend is talking to a database. So this was quite complicated because setting up sessions, sending context, cookie headers, and all that was really difficult, hectic job. Somehow I got it worked. And then the new architecture, the way we'll make it work out is actually the Remix backend will actually talk to a database directly. So we'll be using Drizzle ORM for this. And then we'll have a separate NestJS backend. And this backend will actually has a public API, public REST API. So everybody can um, send, create new events and things like that. We'll create this NestJS backend later on. First, we'll go with the the Remix project, and then we'll go ahead and create our database. So yeah, let's start our project today. So the first tech thing that we're gonna use right now is called um, Turbo Repo. You might have heard about Turbo Repo a lot, right? So it helps in, let's take a look what Turbo Repo is. Um, we're gonna combine Turbo Repo with Yarn workspaces. So Turbo Repo is like a builder, it's a build system, and you can combine with any workspace technologies. We're gonna use Yarn for this. So let's go ahead and click on Turbo Repo. So why we're using Turbo Repo is we can build out our packages to uh, Docker outputs, and then you can use any kind of vendors to upload Docker in. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Read the docs. And let's see. getting started with there's a yarn. So it says yarn DLX turbo repo latest. Do that. Installing turbo repo. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a new project here. A new folder. So I'm not sure what the alternative should be called. I've not. I'm really confused though. So I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT what our project should be called. So I say, tell me, give me a good project name for open source Klaviyo. Okay, let's call it OpenFlow emails. Makes more sense, I guess. Call it OpenFlow. All right. Okay, let's Visual Studio in to the folder, and then we'll set up Turbo Repo. Let's open a new terminal here. Copy paste this code. All right, it's setting up. And next, what we'll do is we'll go ahead to Remix, and then we'll set up Remix in our Turbo Repo application. Go to Docs, and then let's copy this, create Remix latest. Oh yeah, so I think we should not create this repo already. The project name. I'm gonna delete that, and then open a new terminal here, and then do the same thing over again. And if you're not installed Yarn before, you should go ahead and install Yarn. It's called Yarn Berry. It's version 4 of Yarn. Go ahead, select installation, and once you've installed Node, you can just enable Core Pack, and then your Yarn is already built in Node itself. Okay. Go back here. We'll call this OpenFlow. Okay. I'm gonna say Yarn here. So the Turbo Repo has already created an application folder with docs and web, and then they have packages folder with ESLint configs and TypeScript configs, things like that. So we might delete all this. We might have a TypeScript config. I don't really like ESLint config in the as a root package. So why they have these here is because we can share it in our docs and web, and if we have a server, you can share the types of config in the server as well. I don't necessarily really like to have it separate like that, but yeah, really deleting ESLint config. By the way, sometimes if you have noticed, uh, the coloring here is like blue and all for my terminal. So what I'm actually using is something called Oh My Fish. Completions in your terminals. Oh My Fish will actually read the history and complete it if you have already created a command before. Yeah, you can just go ahead and click on installations and install the whole thing. It's pretty easy. Still not done yet. I think it's quite slow because I'm running OBS, capturing the screen, I'm talking to a video, and then I'm also creating a project. It'll take some time. And also for the UI, I was actually thinking to create this in Tailwind, but if I use Tailwind for this project and creating UIs from scratch, it's going to take a long time to finish the whole thing. What I'm going to do is, have you heard of Gestalt by Postgres? I mean, by Pinterest? It's pretty cool. So I'm going to use Gestalt by Pinterest as our UI, as a design system. And then we just go to components and just copy paste our design components in there. That would just be that easy. I just don't want to keep creating all these badges, action cards, and all that. It's going to take quite some time. You might be saying, okay, how about we use Shadi? Yes, Shadi is pretty cool, but Salt has been around for somewhere around, I don't know, 5 years, 6 years now. So it's pretty robust system. So I don't want to ditch the Salt. It took some time because it's actually loading from code sandbox. We have banner callouts, badges, avatar groups, and all that. If you used Pinterest before, they use this UI system. Oh my god, it's actually taking a lot of time. Maybe I should close all these. Yeah, okay. Should I be skipping this part? Tell me in the comments, okay? Should I be skipping or should I just wait like this? Thing about waiting like this is I'll get a lot of ideas and I'll keep explaining stuff and you learn more stuff. Okay, it's done. So what we're gonna do now is go ahead and open this in VS Code. Yeah, you need to go ahead and install VS Code. You can see here packages, apps, and web. So we're gonna go ahead and delete all this. I'm gonna delete this. I don't want yeah, I don't want ESLint config, I don't want docs, I don't want web, I don't want UI. Delete all that. Delete. Right. So I might change this to remix. npmrc. There's nothing inside this, huh? Okay. Let's delete this readme file. I don't want that. And then we have our turbo.json and neon.lock. All right. Let's go ahead and then install remix. My load times are really slow. I'm not sure what to do about this. Okay, let's do npx remix latest. We actually need to cd inside apps. So remix will scaffold the project inside apps. Go to apps and then paste a command. Let's say yes. Okay, I'm gonna call this what should I be naming this? We can say web for the website, we can call website. We call this the platform, I guess, or the app. I'm gonna call this platform. I'm not gonna initialize any new Git repository. I'm not gonna install it with npm. It's all done now. So they already have Tailwind configured. We're gonna delete this readme file. I don't want that anymore. They have post CSS configured as well. We have an ESN CJS file already for us. Go ahead and look at inside tsconfig. See here. So this is the thing. We can actually share this tsconfig from our package folder. The beauty of this is we can actually have a base tsconfig, and then this base tsconfig can actually inherit it's extending the base.json to NestJS. Just has this link, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this whole thing here. Then I'm going to paste it to NestJS. Change this name to Remix. All this base.json, and yeah, this is the React library. I don't want that anymore. All right, so go to our package.json, this platform here, right? Over here it says the repo attached. Okay, we need to change the name of our repo here. So I'm gonna call this openflow. Okay, and change the name of the repo to openflow here. Right, and then we need to import this repo to our app. So the way we're gonna do that is by adding it to our dev dependency called openflow star, right? So the way we are doing this is by using a mono repository and using yarn workspaces. You go ahead and look at how yarn workspaces work as you can share libraries within different workspace, right? Yarn workspaces, our work. Oh my god, I don't know what is happening. Yarn workspaces, how does it work? Okay, so go to images, you might see how it's sharing. This is the one. You actually see how it shares packages in Yarn workspace. So we have like mono repository with package 1 and B, and we can actually share the same package B over here. Yeah. That's the visualization part. So yeah, project 1, project 2, right? And we have like package 3, and project 1 is like using package 1, project 2 as well. So yeah, that's pretty nifty, right? So I just have to like share this config file in just this package, and I can share it in my different projects. So this is my platform project right now. So maybe later on we might add a website, and later on we might add a database, things like that. Yeah. So let's add this package to our project, the platform. The way you do that is you go to package.json and then you see openflow slash name of this package. Where is it? Here. Paste that in, save it, and then go back, say yarn. When you say yarn, the whole thing gets installed. And here we need to actually, if you go to my bespoke open source makes it alternative, I actually have a default base TS config. I mean, this I like. So go here. I think it's under packages. No, it's not. I don't share my. Do I don't know. I'm not sharing. I think it's config root folder itself. It's lab. Yeah. My loading time is like really slow. I think it's actually in a different project. Let me check. Go to GitHub. It's not in bespoke. Go to GitHub. This is slow because I'm actually recording my screen. Yeah, that's why it's slow. So this is my, like, I have a different project. Go here, let's go to packages. I just don't remember what it's like. I just copy paste it from different projects. So that's what I do. That's what I'm doing right now. I push this up in Git, and then you can actually copy paste it to go here, paste.json, copy this whole thing. Beautiful, right? I'm gonna paste this thing in paste.json. Right, if you see, you can see declarations, isolated modules, strict is true, no unused locales, no false through cases, 3D, strict function types, strict not checks, checkpoint, then no implicit returns, things like that. And if you go here, I think I have a remix.json file inside. Let's call it remix.js. Right, so next, you might be wondering, how do we even use that TS config, right? So if you go to apps, I'm just telling it to myself, like, I've made a platform. You can see here it says extends to the thing. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. and then we just don't even have a compilation because we're extending it from um, the shared package, right? And we'll just say excludes. Exclude known modules, build and public tuple. Right, that is done. So we're just gonna go back and say yarn again. Next, into apps and then platform. And just do yarn dev. You go to our package.json file, you can see dev starts yarn. Do that. All right, let's go to localhost 5173. And there is it. We just created our first Remix application with Turbo Repo and Yarn workspaces. In the next video, I'll create a sign up page. And then after creating the sign up page, we have to start thinking about adding databases, create our user database, and sign that user to sign us up. And then we can keep moving forward, start creating that flows, things like that, profiles, list, segmentation. So our journey is going to be amazing. And I'm also going to add this in my GitHub repository, which will be linked down in the description. You can just copy this and start. Um, yeah, copy this and start by its own. Okay, bye bye. In the next video.